Yeah, buddy. Welcome back, everyone, to another edition of Unapologetic Sports. It's your favorite Uncle Lee Ice. And you know I got my partner in crime. It's the fly guy himself. You heard it in the background. Fly guy flying Brian. What's up, bro?
What's up, Lee Ice?
Oh man, enjoying this weather, man.
Yeah, I know it doesn't. We got a little ice theme going on today for the show because we're gonna have Matty Ice on later for a new edition of Puck U, cover all things NHL. But yeah, if, on the East Coast outside it's what 90 degrees, isn't it?
Yeah, you know how it is in this area. It could be snowing tomorrow, so we better enjoy it
Yeah,
now.
that's true.
This area is crazy for weather.
Yeah.
Crazy, 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 crazy. Like Fly Guy said, we got the smooth operator himself, Matty Ice, coming on for another edition of Say It.
Puck U.
That's right. Puck You.
Yeah.
Love the name, love the name. So this is the second week with the intro. You
Yeah.
feeling it?
Yeah, I do. I like it. I like the music, the two things for us, and then the I added a couple sound effects. It's silly, but when we pop up on the screen and then you add the little cheering in the background, I don't know. It's kind of cool.
We need to hear from y'all. Do y'all like our intro? This is the second week we use it. Comment. Do you like it? Do you love it? Do you hate it? We need to know. We need to know. Anyway,
It's cool.
let's
For me and you personally, it's cool because we talked about our past a little bit before, but this was a
right.
team effort. No egos involved. Everyone worked together, and we all had a hand in it. So we didn't get a lot of that before. So it feels good.
Shout out to all the sideline junkie brothers who put that together.
Yeah.
Shout out to Junior, right?
No,
You
not
put
yet. Not yet.
not yet.
Not yet.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Let's thank everybody, or should we say everybody? That's how we say it in
Or
the DMV. Everybody for tuning in to last week's show. Thank everybody for tuning in to last week's show. Oh, you know what? I messed it up. Let me start over.
shit.
That's what I get for talking slang.
You
Let
want me
me
hit the
thank
video again?
let me thank everybody for tuning to last week's show. And let me thank everybody for tuning to this week's show. Like Lee Ice always says, I hope we can entertain y'all during whatever you're going through. If you had a bad day at work, come chill with us. If your dog is getting on your nerves, the pets, the cats, the kids, your significant other, come chill with us. I promise you, we will have a great time tonight. How was that? You ready to get things started?
Yes, sir.
What you got? What you got?
Got a free plug. Not that they need it.
Hmm. Oh, this is delicious. You wouldn't believe if I told you what this is. And I'll be
uh,
telling you,
beet juice.
are you serious?
Oh yeah, but just because of the color. I was making a joke because I thought it was an alcoholic drink.
That's what it is. I'm drinking beef. Oh, the fly guy knows his unk. Ain't that crazy, man? Yes, everybody, I'm drinking beet juice. Now, is it beet juice by itself?
Oh,
Nah,
okay. There you go.
okay. All right, bro. You ready to get things started? Let's go.
Yeah,
What's
so we
first
got
on
so we
tap?
got a lot, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. So our topic today is going to be we're going to do just it's not an actual ranking because I went back and looked at it. It's just some one hit wonders of the NFL with like guys that have had like just one big season, and we're going to talk about that. But there's a couple news and notes we got to cover. Comments already coming in real quick. Feedback on the opening. So Josh, love the intro. Fly guy, be nice to the old man today. He's getting ready for the funeral tomorrow night in L.A. All black is appropriate. Well, he is wearing all black. So yeah, Josh will probably be on. Uh,
Next week.
we'll have Josh on soon. So next week, actually, though, we're gonna be obviously next week is the draft.
Oh, yeah, we got to preview the
Yeah.
draft. We got
So
to
we'll
get
be
the Midnight
previewing.
Rider. We got to see if the Midnight Rider is free. We know he got like 119 jobs
Yeah,
and,
I don't
and
think we
48
plan on
part
doing
time.
yeah, we don't plan on doing a full mock draft. I don't think we
No, I
will
just
do.
want him to do the top 10.
Yeah, and we're gonna
So
just
Midnight
we'll
Rider,
discuss our stuff. Yeah,
if you're listening to Midnight Rider, we need you to come on and do the top 10, not the whole joint, because I know
yeah.
you're gonna say that for your show. Just the top 10. I
If
mean,
you're
I
looking
know
for,
you're busy
oh yeah.
with your 148 jobs, but come on.
If you're looking for mock drafts, they'll be all over the network next week, probably in this week and a week before too. But we'll just give our insights of some of the draft, what we're looking for our teams and all that. And then we got Miss Bossman loves the intro. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. So I forgot something real quick again before we get to anything. So we've been hyping it for weeks. We've been talking about it. The GOAT. Who is the GOAT of the NBA? So I want to make the announcement. We're going to do it May 5th, Cinco de Mayo. It has nothing to do with Cinco de Mayo. It just happens to be May 5th. So I think that's the best time to do it with the draft coming up. So the draft is next week. Then the week after, we would like have to cover the draft. So the week after, oh, what's up?
No, I just want to show some love to Miss Boss Man.
Oh,
She is the absolute greatest when it comes to putting
yeah,
the
our pre
advertisement of the shows.
advertisements up. Yeah.
Yeah, man, you are the greatest, Miss Boss Man. We love you.
Well, it's working because we're hovering at double digits right now already. So that's good. So it's working. Now I thought the music choice was much better last week, but that's all right. We're gonna alternate every week.
And she had to show some love for DC.
It, it, it's cool though. Like one week to have it like that, and one week to have it the next.
Yeah.
Um, the People's mock draft on drive time next Monday. So
Shout
plug for
out.
that.
Hmm.
He'll be
I
able to
like
plug
that.
that. He'll be able to plug that in a little bit. So we're gonna do our goat show on May 5th. Um, we want any and all people to come on that's part of the network. They can reach out to me. We'll get all that squared away. Again, some people were nervous it's going to be a two-person conversation. That's not the case. It seems to be a two-person conversation a lot, but that's not the case. So
Mhm.
everybody's got I'm really looking forward to that. Hope that brings a lot to it. So May 5th. Who is the GOAT of the NBA? Is it Michael Jordan? Is it LeBron James? Is it Larry Bird? Somebody who's watching right now is saying, it's Larry Bird. That'd be my father.
I
Is it
wonder who.
yeah, is it Bill Russell? Is it Jerry West? Is it Kobe Bryant? Well, we're gonna officially answer that for you in a few weeks. All right, let's get to all the stuff we got to get to today. I thought this was crazy because if people watched last week and they kind of remember right around how the show ended, you had a little rant about someone not being a Hall of Famer, and he just happened to get fired from the Bucks. What, a couple days ago, right? Although it's reported that he's not fired, that they part ways. I don't know. I've seen both. Yeah. So
if somebody else hired them, if somebody else hired him, I got to come up with a new segment. It's better. It's deep, 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 deep freeze. If somebody else hired Doc Rivers, that man should
yeah.
never see the NBA coaching bench ever again. And I know, Josh, you're gonna sit up there and say something, but that man should never ever see the NBA coaching NBA bench ever again.
So I just it was wild. It was wild timing. We all were tagging each other in our group post and all that, and I messaged you immediately. I think it was late at night though when it like kind of broke, but it was just so funny that happened. I talked to Josh right away as soon as I saw it. It's but just real quick on that, just talk about like the Giannis situation. Do you think? I mean, I think most people think he should try to get out of there, but it's for some reason he just won't. I don't know, or they won't let him go, or
I'm trying to say he's loyal, but he's iffy. If he's coming here, he's coming
oh,
to the
I've heard
Bay
that
Area.
rumor.
Going to the Bay Area. He wants a ring. He want to team up with the guy that can give him one, Steph Curry.
All right, so boss man's wife, boss lady. There we go. More than welcome. Thank you. Yep. We are one family here. We enjoy that. So other news. So the big news, obviously, in about an hour, the NBA playoffs will officially start. I don't know if people consider the play-in the playoffs, but I mean I do. So the play-in starts tonight. So this is like a confusing bracket the way it's thing, but this was one of the ones I could find that had everything on it. Um,
Yeah, I
to be
like
honest,
Charlotte, man. That's a
yeah,
fun team. I hope they beat Miami. I think they play. Yeah, they play tonight. I
yeah.
like.
It's cool because I'm actually looking forward to watching it tonight. I like basketball, but I've talked about it before on the show. The sport that I'm super dedicated to and I get so into obviously is football. I like basketball, but I just don't have a team. And even if I was, I don't know how you could be a Wizards fan if I mean, hopefully next year they're decent, and I'll watch it. But
As
um,
long as you don't go with it, you know who I'm talking about. As long
no,
as you don't
I
go wherever
no.
he play.
Yeah,
Yeah, don't ever go there.
growing up as a kid, I was a Celtics fan because my dad loved Larry Bird, so we were Celtics fans. And then when Reggie Lewis died, he kind of stopped being a fan, and it just never really got back into it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to watching playoff basketball. It should be good. I know the Hornets got a little, they're catching a little fire, but maybe we'll see. Or they've been hot recently. We'll see how that
Mhm.
transits. And then other news going on.
WNBA
Um,
draft last night. Oh, back to back for
Yeah, I mean, we're a
Ron.
sports show. We'll cover it real quick. I know they're gonna. You want to get more in depth on this? Tune in to uh, show to Tuesday night. What's it? Sorry, Tuesday Night
Tuesday
Flight.
night flight.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, of course, best theme song. Tuesday Night Flight. They're gonna have much more coverage on this than we are. But yeah, so he puts himself in a an elite company. I was looking with this win with so guys with 30 total like wins and then 6+ majors or whatever there's and
Back to
he's right
back
there.
masters.
Yeah,
He joins Jack and Tiger. So
yeah,
yeah.
so yeah, he's climbing up the ranks. He's actually going to be in a segment a little later on, so we won't touch too much on that. And then yeah, so I think we're that's really yeah, the WNBA draft was yesterday. You know what's funny about that? And again, we're not that really that kind of show, so we don't have to really get into it. But the only headline that I saw about the WNBA draft
What was that?
was the girl who's got taken because she was the other girl's girlfriend. That's all I
Oh,
saw. That's all
oh
I
really?
saw. Yeah.
I actually watched the first 11 picks because the Mystics had 3 picks in the first 11. They got the girl from UCLA, the 6'7" girl. I can't think of her name. And then they got her teammate, and she's 6'4". So in the last 2 years, the Mystics have gotten 6 first-round picks. So they might be making a little noise this year.
I didn't grab the picture. I should have of who the names were. That's my fault. But it was, I don't know. That's all the headline. It was popping up on my Facebook, the headlines of it. But again, I'm looking forward to WNBA. We'll cover more WNBA in a few more weeks. I know that's right around the corner. So yeah, let's. So a couple of the news things I have are actually going to tie into my flying high. So we'll cover that when I get to it. So let's go ahead and get to our topic, which is just something fun, just to talk about. Uh, you sent me this, and it's actually to me this ties into the draft. So when you draft a player. A couple of these guys, they're supposed to change your franchise. They're supposed to change everything, and they have that year where you go, oh my god, everything's going to change, and then that's it. Nothing else happens, and the one that sticks out to me, obviously, because of where we're from, and I have very vivid memories of this guy's one year is RG3. So this is
Yeah,
NFL
man.
one hit wonders, one good season only. Dad had season passes back then, and RG3 just took this. If you didn't live around here, if anybody's watching that doesn't live in like the DC, Virginia area, I mean, he took this area by storm.
I mean, that was, yeah. Besides the Gibbs year
Yeah.
and 2024, that's the season, 2012. I got it. I got his. As a matter of fact, I was putting up his jersey today. I was going through my stuff, and I said, "Damn, he go RG3 jersey." But yeah, that 2012 season was magical. You know.
So I have a lot of I have a lot of details off the top of my memory. So like I said, he had season passes. I know they started 3-6, and then they went on a 7 game win streak. They had to beat Dallas in the last game of the season to win the division. I was at that game with my dad.
Oh, really? Dang.
Yes. And then my
Alfred
wife,
Morris had 199
yeah,
yards that game, I think.
and my wife loves to go too. She just loves the atmosphere and stuff, and I told her because I don't always go a whole lot just because obviously I'm a Bills fan, but I wanted to be there for that because I knew if they won it would be such a big deal and the moment would be cool. But I told her, so if they win and they go to playoffs, you go to playoff game because remember they hosted Seattle the next week. So she was at the Seattle game with my dad when he had the injury, and I remember I was watching it. I was here by myself. Brian Jr. was already in sleep because this was what 13 years ago, so he would have been 4 or 5. He was already in bed, so I was watching by myself. And when he went down, and I was like, "Oh my god," because you just kind of knew that it was bad. Like you didn't
That
know it
was
was going to be
bad.
like it was over, but it was bad. and they were
Oh
up
yeah.
14-0. I just my and the mom
I'm
called me right
sorry.
away. It
I
was
I still believe that they were going to the Super Bowl that year. Nobody, they had no answer for RG3. No answer. And I swear to God, the San Francisco 49ers stole our offense and got to the Super Bowl with Colin Kaepernick.
the style of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So,
my cousin says he's got an RG3 jersey. Yeah, I'm pretty sure my dad has an RG3 jersey. So
hell,
yeah, so that was obviously the one that stood out to me. Uh, another thing that stands out to this, just this picture alone, one, two, three, four Browns are on this list.
Peyton Hillis, he had that one year.
Yeah, it was on the
And
Madden cover.
he was on the Madden cover.
Yeah.
So, that's bad news anyway. But yeah, he made the Madden cover and that was it. Oh, my man Khalid checking in. But who didn't win?
Because when you said the Redskins, you could have won. They should have won that year.
Yeah, your Eagles didn't win either, Khalid. He's a big Eagle fan, man.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Okay.
When I say a big Eagle fan, Lord
So
have
that's
mercy.
so we got a lot. Pretty much everybody that watches our show, everyone likes different teams. So when we get back to the NFL season, it'll be a fun dynamic for us because you're a Commanders fan. I'm a Bills fan. Our boss is a Bills fan. And then we got Eagles, Raiders. What's Josh? I forget what Josh is. Why did I forget?
He's a Tampa Bay fan.
Okay. Right,
Then
right, right. Bucks.
we got Anthony from Miami.
Right, right.
He's
Yeah.
a Dolphin fan.
Well, we
So
won't be talking about the Dolphins very much because they won't give
oh,
us much to talk about. So.
yeah. Yeah, Peyton Hill is one. That one stuck out for me because, like you said, Madden was loving him.
No, what you
And
know what's
then
funny about the Madden cover is he won a fan vote. It was like the only year that they did like this tournament style. Maybe I'm misremembering. Maybe I'm completely talking out of my ass. But I just remember that they did like this tournament style fan vote for the cover, and he won it,
mhm.
which is weird because Browns don't have a lot of fans anyway. I mean, maybe they do. They have loyal fans. I just don't know how many fans they are. But yeah, so that's what always stuck out to me that he made the Madden cover.
If there's a list, Lee Ice gonna have some issues with it.
Yeah, but like I said, this isn't technically a ranking. This is just, or do you think somebody on here shouldn't be on here as a one hit wonder?
I got two, but they say Steve Berline was a one-hit wonder. I mean, no. He went 4-0 with Dallas as a sub, got him to the players, won a game. In that was 91. 93, he threw for 3,164 yards and 18 TDs. I mean, that's not great, but it's respectable. And in 2000, the year after what they say, 99. So in 2000, he
Yeah.
followed that up the 99 season with 3,700 yards. So how's that? That's 4 seasons, 4 good seasons. So I don't agree with that. And Josh Gordon, he wasn't no one-hit wonder, man. He was just a I hate to call him a drug addict. I don't know what he was on, but he kept getting suspended. So yeah, everything else on there pretty much right. I want to add two. Barry Foster in 1992, he was a running back for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I know if Tim Watkins is listening. He had 1,690 yards and 11 TDs, 12 100-yard games. And then you never heard from him ever again. And then Orlandis Gary for the Denver Broncos in 1990, he had 1,159 yards, 7 TDs in just 12 games. But then that's when everybody was saying, oh, it's the Shanahan system. They had like 4 different running backs in 4 years, straight years, get 1,000 yards. So it might have been the system.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm trying to think like off the top of my head of what comes to mind. Unfortunately, what comes to mind when I hear one hit wonders is RG3. I saw the old Icky Shuffles on here. I thought he did a little more than just a one season, but I guess no, it's just a one season.
Uh, Rob, what do you think about Rob Johnson? Did he have one good year with y'all, or was it like a half a season or something?
Oh no, it wasn't a good. No, no. He we finally just recovered from Rob Johnson when we drafted Josh Allen. we had Doug Flutie, and Doug Flutie got us to the playoff 2 years in a row. But they brought in Rob Johnson. Well, even before, but they had Rob Johnson, and he was your typical quarterback on paper. And
6'4",
yeah,
220.
but so Flutie got him to the play. Flutie won the job, got him to the playoffs, lost to Miami in the first round. Next year, kept the job, got him to the playoffs, had the wild card locked, couldn't win the division. They rested Doug Flutie. Rob Johnson had a great game because the other team wasn't playing either, and they didn't play their starters. And then the owner made the call to start Rob Johnson in the Music City Miracle game. And then the franchise had recovered from that since until they drafted Josh Allen. And people say, well, recovered, David never won a Super Bowl. Whatever, you know what I mean. They're relevant.
EJ
Josh,
Manuel. Y'all had EJ Manuel.
yeah. We talked about EJ Manuel in our group chat the other day. Yeah, well, speaking of you said that, Anthony just said, do I remember JP Losman? Yeah, I do,
Oh,
unfortunately.
oh, damn.
Nobody remembers JP Losman unless you're a Bills fan because there's nothing to remember. But the thing about JP Losman, if you go back and look at the draft class he came out of, he was a first round quarterback. Everyone around him was great, and he was not.
Did he wear
What
number 7?
year? I think he
Is that the
did.
one where
Yeah,
he had like the model girlfriend or something?
yeah, and he because he was like a good looking guy, long black hair and all that crap. Anyway, so and Anthony said hi. Hi, Anthony. Glad you're here, buddy. Uh, so we got a question about the draft. So, who's your dream pick in this year's draft for the Bills? So, I haven't put a whole lot of thought into it yet. It's hard to have a dream pick when what happened to the screen? It's hard to have a dream pick when you got like the 26th pick. But so we're gonna cover that more next week, and then I'll give my picks of who I want. Like I said, I don't have a dream pick. Uh, I think they're gonna go defense though. I know there's a lot out there. They're going to take another receiver. I clearly don't think that's going to happen. I think they're going to go defense. I don't know what's up with the screen.
I need to invest invest in my man Keon Coleman, man.
Yeah.
I'm
So
not
any
gonna
more?
give I'm not gonna give up on Keon Coleman.
All right. So real quick before we do flying high, any more thoughts on the one hit? Even though I don't know what, like I said, I don't know what's going on with the.
No, that was pretty much it. I mean, Timmy Smith, he had a one game, 206 yards in the Super Bowl, and then when he was done. So
All right. All right. So let's get to flying high. I said I don't know what is going on with everything in the screen. Everything is messed up. Everything is goofed up. I usually have all this
I'm
stuff
just
set up.
enjoying my beet
Okay.
juice.
All right, there we go. I usually have all the stuff set up. All right, there's my guy flying high. All right, so flying high. Who's flying high? So got to slip in a little bit because it's been a tradition for the last 3 or 4 weeks kicking the Lakers while they're down. So I got the Rockets. They're flying real high because they are minus 750 to win the series. They are such a massive, massive favorite to win. And I'm assuming if Luca was to magically come back, that would change. But I don't think it would be swinging the other way. So Kevin Durant's Rockets are flying high right on to the next round, where they'll probably lose. But
They better not. They better not blow it.
Rory McIlroy is flying high. Like I said, he is the put himself into a position now in the golf world where he is in with names with
He's always going to be
yeah.
mentioned among the greats. You know, he's always going to be mentioned among the greats.
All right. Let me go back to like I said because the whole thing just crashed on me. Sorry. So Anthony, yeah, have a good one. One hit wonder. Ken O'Brien.
Ken O'Brien had a good career, man. He had a nice, solid, respectful career with the Jets. You know,
What if you're a respectable quarterback for the Jets? That means you had one of the greatest Jets quarterback. You mean one of the greatest Jets quarterbacks in the league?
I mean,
Well, is he the second
is
greatest Jet
Joe?
quarterback of all time besides Joe
Huh?
Namath? Is
That's
he
what
the
I was
second?
about to say.
Yeah,
There's Joe Namath, and then there's
maybe Mark
probably Ken
Sanchez.
O'Brien
Yeah.
or Richard Todd, maybe. I don't know. Damn. Yeah, the Jets don't. Yeah, look. Damn.
And
They
then one
really
more
have it.
flying. Yeah, Jets are terrible. Anyway, one more flying high before we get to your deep freezer. We got Matty Ice coming on in a few minutes. The UFC fans, the UFC is in general, and the Pacific fighter named Josh Hokic, if I said that right, there is flying high. And again, I know you don't watch UFC. I've told all the time I'm a huge UFC fan. They had a card over this past weekend that was one of the best cards in a long time. One of the best, definitely the best card of the year. They had a fight on there that was so good and so insane between two heavyweights that Donald Trump was in the audience with Dana White, leaned over to Dana White and said, another fighter, why isn't Derek Lewis on the White House card? And Dana White said, give me 5 minutes, call the guy, da da
There he
da.
is. He's
Yep.
on.
And then, but in the middle of the heavyweight fight was so good, the guy that won the fight got added to the White House card also to fight Derek Lewis guy. So the card's a little updated. You see the guy with the red, white, blue bandana. He's the
Hmm.
one that's added. He's a wrestling character. He does all this shtick and all that. But yeah, I mean, the card was so good, and to have another fight added to the White House card again. I know you're not a UFC fan, but any kind of sporting event that's going to be on the White House lawn is historic. So I'm really looking forward to it. All right, let's check the comments. And following up real quick on the Ken O'Brien. Did he ever have a seasons like that again? Oh, the one where he Ken O'Brien, he kind of had Marino's number, didn't he, for a little bit? Didn't they have like
Yeah, they had some
yeah?
nice battles. Him and Marino.
Let's see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see, Ken O'Brien had I mean, nothing great, but like the fly guy said, if he had a respectful career for the Jets, that's great.
All right, so it's cold. So we talked about how hot it was
Woo!
outside, but in here
Girl,
it's not hot. It's not hot at all in here. In here it's freezing.
it's never gonna be hot in there. Never, ever gonna be hot in the freezer. Look at that beautiful freezer. Look at it. I'm roughing it today. I'm not no hoodie, no hat to cover my ears. I'm a man today. I'm a man today. So the NBA playoffs are started. So I got these NBA players who are going into the NBA playoff. They are in the freezer because they've been in the league too long, and it's time to shut up and get out this freezer. Do something. Stop running your mouth. Stop crying. Stop making excuses. So this is in no particular order. First one, Bam out of bounds. He said, "Why you got him in the freezer, Lee Ice? Because you got that phony ass, fake ass, bullshit ass 83 points to pass Kobe. So now you got the whole world watching you, Bam. What you gonna do now? Are you gonna get 83 again? Hell, you might not even score 83 in the whole series if you get your team out of the play-in. So Bam, you in there because after that 83, you're in the playoffs. Show us something. Show the world something besides that bullshit you did. What about a month ago?
Yeah.
The other one. I know people say I got in there for this guy. I don't care. He doesn't show. Joel Embiid. You know if he makes the playoffs, if they win, get in, you know he's going to get hurt. He's going to get hurt. He's going to let the Sixers down. Prove me wrong, Joel. Get out of that freezer. Stay healthy. Lead your team to the second round. Something you've never done. Either one, play all the playoff games or get your team out of the second round. So Joel Embiid, former MVP, who he cried and they just gave that shit to him because the Joker was supposed to win that year. So your ass in the freezer too. Josh is gonna love this one. Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi, your ass is in the freezer, bro. You're healthy. You're healthy. Hey, Josh, if he's one of the great players like you say he is, come on, man, lead your team to something. But guess what? He's going down tomorrow night. He's going down tomorrow night. But you're still in the damn freezer because you're healthy and your team should have been better. Your team should have qualified for a better seed. After that, Josh, you're going to love this one too because you say, I hate this dude. Kevin Durant. All right. This bro keeps jumping from team to team to team. All right. You left paradise. You could still be getting rings if you were still in Golden State. But no, you think you that good, you go try to form your own team and you fell on your ass. Then you got traded to Phoenix, or you asked to go to Phoenix after they make it to the finals, thinking they're gonna get there, and then your ass get bounced in the first round. Now you go join the young Rockets, think you're gonna get he gonna get in the freezer. He gonna always stay in the freezer. This one, this one kind of in here. Draymond Green, man, just shut the F up and play basketball, please. When you play basketball, the Warriors win championships. When you run your damn mouth, we don't win championships. Shut the F up and play ball. Can you do that, Draymond? Can you do that for me, please? And last but not least, if anybody thinking Cleveland gonna go somewhere with James Harden, Mr. Invisible Man in the playoffs, feel sorry for you. James Harden, you've been in the freezer, you're gonna stay in the freezer, ain't nothing gonna change. Everybody's, oh, Cleveland, is that guy on the team? Ain't shit gonna change. That's all the guys that's in the freezer. Challenge all of y'all, get out the freezer.
All right, that was a big NBA edition of the Deep Freeze. Real quick before we go to break and bring on Matty Ice. Anthony talked about the UFC, and I actually forgot, so I'm glad you kind of brought it up. So a guy within the first 30 seconds of the title fight main event, guy blew his knee out, and you just knew it. He was stumbling, he was tripping, he was falling, but he still won the fight, so the ref didn't call it. And the other guy kind of like felt a little guilty, so he hesitated a little bit, and then the guy with the blown knee knocked him out. So it was that was cool. That's why UFC. Come on, man, you gotta give it a try, man. You gotta watch. I know you watch clips, but you gotta.
I'll try. Maybe I'll meet you somewhere and we can watch it
Wait for the
together.
White House card, because
All
that's
right.
gonna be the big card. It's gonna be on CBS. People are gonna watch that never watched before. If that don't make you a fan, then that's fine. But you got to give it a try. All right, so we are gonna go to a quick break. We come back to be our special segment for Hockey Puck U with Matty Ice. All right, everybody, welcome back to the show. Matt's opening video isn't as long as some of the other ones. So that kind of caught me off guard a little bit. I forgot how short it was.
Yeah, I got the special edition, the special low cut edition.
Hey, there's everybody. What's up, Matty Ice?
What up, guys? How we doing?
We're doing good, doing good.
Excellent.
Good.
Love the graphics.
All
Brian
right, so
comes up with the greatest graphics, man. Look at that.
He does. It's like
Yeah.
I gotta get him to do a few for our show. Tell you.
no problem. I got a Puck U background to open on a minute. All right, so I'm gonna be a little selfish real quick, and I want to self-indulge myself when it comes to my non-knowledge of hockey. So obviously we're gonna talk about the playoffs, but since he's on here, I wanted to ask him something specific. So we got the playoff bracket. He's gonna break all that down. We're gonna preview all the games and all that, or the ones that we can preview because we don't really know the details. But I'm gonna be honest, I played hockey video games when I was a kid, so that was my knowledge of hockey. Went to hockey games as a kid, but I don't really know a whole lot about, I don't watch it and stuff. So I know that hockey has a different way they do their standings with the points and all that.
Right.
And I did some research on it because I honestly didn't understand how it works. So when you came on, I didn't sound stupid. And I don't like it, and I don't get it. So I was curious of just somebody who likes the sport, watch sport all the time, how a team, I think it was the one that stuck out to me, the New York Islanders have more wins than the Flyers, but they've been eliminated from the playoffs for like 2 weeks. And I know because of how it works is if you lose in overtime, you get
the loser point.
Right. So as a fan of that, how do you feel about teams that have a winning record or more wins than teams that are in the playoffs, but they don't make the playoffs? Do you like that, or is it just me being a casual big NFL fan and I just don't get it?
Well, you have to kind of go back to where the loser point that I like to call it started, because what was
Okay.
going on, it used to be 2 points for a win, a point for a tie, and then 0 points for a loss. There wasn't
Okay.
the shootout, there wasn't the overtime, there wasn't any of that stuff. So it was just, if the game ended in a tie after the overtime, both teams got a point. So, but what was happening is, especially if you had these games with the East Coast and West Coast teams going against each other, you get to the last 5 minutes of the third period and throughout the whole entire overtime, no one wants to jeopardize losing the point. So very boring hockey, for lack of a better word. So then
Okay.
that's when they came up with the idea of doing the point for the overtime loss, and then going to, to 3-on-3 eventually, to kind of get more excitement to the game, which that part has worked. The only negative to that is that so many teams now get the loser point, because same thing still. You get an East Coast, West Coast team, everyone wants the point. They're not going to battle for two. So you've seen some of the minor leagues, and the Olympics did it this year, and the PWHL is doing it, where they've gone to a 3-2-1 0 point system. So you get 3 points for a regulation win, 2 points if you win in overtime, still get the point for the loss in the overtime or shootout, and then zero if you lose in regulation, with the idea that this will maybe get teams to want to win in regulation more than win in overtime. The first tiebreaker is wins in regulation. So it does matter when you're winning these games. I don't think the overtime point is ever going to go away because of the shootout. They don't want to get rid of the shootout. That's not going anywhere. But I
Well, I like the
think
shootout. I like
yeah,
that.
I think the fix is maybe the 3-2-1, and we talked about that on a couple shows back, looking at the standings. And actually, if you did that, the Washington Capitals would be in the playoffs, because they had way more regulation wins than Philly or the Islanders. The Capitals would have been easily in instead of Philly. So it's just a different way of looking at it. It's gaining more steam. I think the AHL is going to start doing it next year, and we'll see. But I think that's the probably more realistic fix than getting rid of the 1 point. I just don't see that going anywhere.
Right, so okay, so this is a thing in the NHL community where everybody there's a lot of different opinions on it. It's not just
Yep. Yeah,
okay.
I think, especially, because it's always been 2 points for a win, and I think that's the hard part, is you got the old school guys that just, it's been 2 points for a win since the NHL started, right? So, going to this idea that now a win could be worth 3 points is still trying to
That's
work through some of that.
that's crazy. I mean, I'm old school. A win is a win. I mean, what if you down, you come back in regulation and tie it, and then win it in overtime? That's a better win to me than just a regular overtime. I mean,
But the other
you
team
can look
gets
at it a
rewarded for
different way.
losing. It's so weird to me that teams are getting rewarded for losing. I don't know.
Yep.
I just get again is soccer like that because they have a lot of ties and stuff. Is NHL the only sport that you can technically lose and still get into playoffs than other teams that are winning?
I'm not sure if soccer does how they do their points, to be honest, to
Okay.
know for sure. Yeah, but I mean, it's something that once the NHL started doing, I knew that there was no going back for the over. I would like to. I wouldn't even be upset if they went back to the, if you lose in regular overtime, 5-on-5, 3-on-3, you don't get the point. If you lose in a shootout, which is basically a
Okay.
glorified skills competition, then
Yeah.
I'm fine with that team getting a point, because it's not
Okay.
really, you're not really winning it in a, in a in a true hockey sense. You're winning a glorified skills competition. So,
So Buffalo
but we'll see.
Buffalo lost to the Broncos in overtime in the playoffs. Can they go to the Super Bowl and have a triple threat match? I mean, what are we talking? I don't
Right.
understand.
No, I hear you. It is one of the unique things about hockey, but and the overtime point has always gotten a lot of controversy of how to change it, because like the LA Kings are making the playoffs this year, and they've lost, or they've lost 19 games in overtime. They've got 19 of the extra points, and so it
Yeah,
does
because
change
I
the
think
standings for sure.
the Flyers was a lot of one of the reasons they're above the Capitals, right?
Yeah, well,
Because Capitals
they're
lost in
more because they've
overtime, they
won.
didn't lose in a shootout or whatever.
Yeah, they've lost the Capitals have lost a lot of games in regulation, where Philly has lost a lot of games in overtime. So for that reason, Philly's gotten a lot of the extra points, and
It's the
it's
same
just,
thing to me. I don't know what the
yep,
difference is.
I
I
know.
don't know. Okay. All right. So just okay. So I just wanted to thank you for indulging me on that and making so we got a comment from the boss. Gotta love this network. All
That's right.
right.
But that's
So
why he's on here. He's here to educate dummies like us.
yeah, we are not hockey. But that's
That's what
again, that's what's great about the network. We got hockey guys, we got wrestling guys, we got UFC
basketball
guy, we got
and
everything.
everything. Got it all covered.
Yeah. All right, so let's go and get to the playoffs. So Like you said, we talked earlier. You said the matchups aren't all set yet. So these are the matchups that if it started today, this would be the matchups. Now you said earlier to me that some
The
things can change, but some things are set.
Yeah.
So
The East is in pretty good shape. Like if like on the East side, we're looking most of those matchups are set. Buffalo is definitely going to win the Atlantic Division. Carolina's winning the Metro Division. The only two that could switch is where Ottawa and Boston is in the two wild card spots. If Boston wins their game, I think they play tonight. If they win tonight, they're going to be the wild card one. They will play Buffalo. If they lose, then Ottawa wins. Ottawa could sneak in. So that's the only two spots that we don't know for sure. We know for sure Philly is playing Philadelphia, and we know for sure that Montreal is playing Tampa Bay. Those matchups are set and locked in. So the East is way more easy. So the only thing that could change is where you see Buffalo or you see Boston there in Ottawa. They could switch each other's spots, but that's it. Everything else is set in the East.
all right, sounds good. Again, I'm a Bills fan, not technically a Sabres fan, but just curious. How good are they, and do they have any kind of shot to
Which
get
team?
far? Buffalo.
Buffalo. They definitely have a shot. I mean, they've been playing lights out since January. They finally figured out. My only concern for Buffalo, of course, is 14 years without a playoff spot, right? So this is your first time in. So this is gonna be the first time
Okay.
in for a lot of these players, right? So now they got Lindy Ruff, who's a seasoned vet. He knows how to coach a playoff team. But how do the players respond to if they get down a game or two in the series? How do they respond if they get down after a period? I think the matchup is going to be key because if they play Boston, which right now they are,
Right.
Boston, even though they're kind of on the downward trend of where they're at, everyone on that team has playoff experience, and that matters. They get Ottawa. I think they match up a little bit better with Ottawa as far as tempo and speed wise goes. I think they would have an easier time with Ottawa than Boston. It would not shock me if Boston beat Buffalo in the first round, but I could also see Buffalo winning at least a round. I think Montreal and Tampa, whoever comes out of that series, is going to be tough for Buffalo. But they still have a shot. So yeah, I mean they can win a round or two. I think if they win two rounds, if they get into the Eastern Conference Final, it's a hell of a year. I think as long as Buffalo wins a playoff round, I mean, look, they got in for the first time in 14 years. So I don't think you can be
Yeah.
disappointed if they lose in the first round. But you got to be really happy if they can show growth and win a round.
All right. A few things before we get to the other side of the bracket. So Anthony's got okay. Matt, did you see that they are saying that Canadian hockey fans are going to call the lottery rigged if the Panthers get the number one pick after we're having two Stanley Cups the last two seasons?
Well,
So
all I have to say is Connor McDavid went to Edmonton, and then Edmonton had the first pick like four different lotteries in a row. So I don't think they got any room to be talking about that. But we'll see. We'll see what never know how the lottery balls are gonna ping pong around. It wouldn't shock me if somehow Chicago got it again or Detroit. Those things seem to magically happen the way that the NHL wants it to sometimes. But we'll see. I mean, they've also San Jose got it one year, so it doesn't always work out that way.
all right, and then one more thing, real quick. Go ahead. Let's all touch a little bit on Ovechkin. So yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of talk of whether tonight's his last game or not. I don't know. I mean, the way that he went off the ice in the last home game, I didn't get the sense that he's done. But he's also said that he doesn't want the big fanfare. He doesn't want the big, scene when he leaves. But look, I mean, 63 points, 31 goals. Again, another season of over 30 goals. He's done it 7 times. He's the only one that's done it, 7 times as far as over 30. So he still can clearly play. It's not a question of can he play. Um, I just think it's a question of does does Washington do enough for him to make him think that they can go and win a cup next year? The roster's close. It's got a lot of young talent. This year is not a good free agent class to build off of, so they're going to have to do it by trade. The good news is the Caps got lots of cap space, and they also have lots of picks saved up. So they could make a move to add another top six forward. I think that's what they need to really go and if they want to try and make a cup run next year. So we'll see. I would not be surprised at all if he comes back for one more year. But a lot of the experts seem to think that he is done. So I'm going to put it at 60-40 that he comes back next year. If he comes back, he's definitely coming back with Washington. I can't see him playing for anyone else.
All right, I got
Is
another
his
Anthony's.
contract up?
Yeah, his contract's up, so they'd have to sign him to a 1-year deal or a 2-year deal or something, which that part I'm not worried about. The contract will happen if he wants to play. He's always said that he wanted to play his very last season back in Russia, which is in the KHL. So it all depends on if he's still holding to that or not. But I don't, his kid now lives here. He's got a young kid. You're talking about moving everybody back and forth. So I don't know. We'll see what he wants to do.
All
How
right, well,
impressive what he's doing at the age that he had. Could you compare? Could you say that what he's doing at age 40 is more impressive than what that guy in Los Angeles is doing at
I just
the age of
knew that where
40?
that was going.
Well, I mean, look, I always think that hockey is a little bit more of a physical sport, especially, with granted now that the time that they're on the ice isn't quite there. But it's not for whatever reason for hockey players, it's not uncommon. I mean, hell, Jaromir Jagr, who wasn't always in the NHL, he went back over to play it in Europe and he was playing into his 50s. Gordie Howe has done it before. So there have been these guys that have gotten into their early 40s and played in the NHL for whatever reason. They just, they I think it's a little bit easier on your knees because you're on the skates, so maybe that's helped with some of it. But yeah, I mean, I'm Ovi always continues to impress me because he hasn't shown any signs of slowing down. I mean, 63 points this year is a good year, and
Mm,
he still has 31 goals, so he put up the numbers. It's not like he's just riding in on fumes.
okay.
All right. So Midnight Rider says Greed use draft picks to add a piece. Let's go Caps. Real quick. So Anthony's got a quick question for you. Uh, this is okay. So what are your thoughts on the Panthers and Bob did for Jonathan Quick? That Jonathan had gone off the ice after the game finished, and Bob went to the locker room. So I'm sure you know what he's talking about, right?
Yeah, Jonathan Quick is a longtime NHL goalie. He won cups for LA. He's now playing for the Rangers. He's announced that he's done, so he's officially retiring after this season. And so a lot of teams have given him kind of that little send off where they shake hands and stuff like that. And then Bob went into the locker room afterwards. Just a shot, a good show of respect from one Stanley Cup winning goalie to another Stanley Cup winning goalie. That's done. So Jonathan Quick kind of revolutionized how goaltenders was. He kind of has that for those who remember the Dominic Hasek style. Quick kind of took that and just was even way more athletic than Hasek ever was with it. So just not very orthodox, but man, could he make some amazing looking saves. But yeah, so he's hanging up after this year.
All right. So we got a lot of people watching. Matty Ice must be a draw. We must have to have him on more often. But so if you're watching, got any comments for Matty Ice? Got any comments for me or Leroy? Put them in the comments section. I will put them on the air. So let's go to the other side of the bracket.
Yeah, the West is the mess. So the only
Okay.
thing that we know is Colorado is definitely in first. The Dallas Minnesota matchup is definitely going to happen. All the stuff dealing with the Pacific Division is just not known yet. Vegas is in their own control of their driver's seat right now. They are in first place in the Pacific Division by 1 point over Edmonton. 2 points over Anaheim. Very simple. They win their last game. They're in. They clinch the division. You could have a possibility of LA sneaking up into the third spot where then they would get in there. Anaheim could still fall out and go into the second wild card for Colorado to play. Colorado was the President's Trophy winner this year, which is the most points in the regular season. They are by far the cut above, but before you go and think that they're going to win, there's a little bit known jinx to the President's Trophy. Only 8 teams that have won the President's Trophy since it became a thing in 38 years has gone on to win the cup. So that means 30 times the team that's won the President's Trophy has not won the Stanley Cup. Matter of fact, 8 teams that won the President's Trophy have lost in the first round of the playoffs. I'm not saying that's going to happen to Colorado. They should dominate whichever one of these teams that they play, but it is something to watch. No team has won both the President's Trophy and the Stanley Cup since the Chicago Blackhawks did it in 2012, 2013. So we'll see. I think Colorado is though the team to beat out west. The best matchup though in the first round is Dallas, Minnesota. Dallas actually scored the 3rd most points in the league. Minnesota scored the 5th most points in the league. And the way that the NHL does their playoffs, because they kind of want these divisional rivals to meet, where it's 2 against 3 in the division. So they have to meet in the first round, which sadly means one of these teams is going to be out of the playoffs after the first round. But that playoff series is the series to watch for sure.
And so obviously you've broken all this down on your show, and I know you're going to be doing picks and all that on yours. So people tune in to go ahead and plug your show.
Yeah, drive time Monday at 5. We actually just did the picks on the show yesterday because next week's show will be the NFL mock draft, the people's mock draft. We had fans from all the teams pick for their team. A few picked for a couple different teams, but they knew the rules, and we did this last year that you had to go about it honestly for what's best for that team. So there's going to be some surprises. I think there's going to be a few. Oh wow, the picks that were made. So that's going to be Monday at 5. The people's mock draft.
All right, so yeah, so yeah,
So
so
you
no,
said everybody's picking for their team? You got 32 different people picking?
Well, we ended up with about I think we got about 18. So there's a few guys that
Okay.
and gals that are picking for two teams, and there's like a couple teams that had two picks, right? You had Dallas with two picks, Miami's got two picks. So there's four teams that don't have a first round pick this year. So didn't have
Damn,
so it kind of worked out.
cool.
that's
So that sounds
cool,
cool. So
man.
yeah, so we'll have our first draft show next week. So we don't really have anything over the top plan. We'll just give our thoughts on it. But so tune in Monday to what you call it, the people's draft? Is that what you call it?
Yeah, the people's mock draft, second
Yeah.
annual.
I should have had some rock stuff ready for
Yeah,
that. All right, so let's check out
GMP.
the comments. Drive time at 5. Yeah,
that's right.
okay. Just I guess clarifying that. So give me your dark horse of the playoffs.
I'll give one for each side on the West.
Okay.
Watch out for Utah. They're the fourth seed team in the from the Central Division. That's really good. They're going to get nice thing is that they will get to avoid Colorado, Dallas, and Minnesota until the conference finals. I think Utah is a sneaky good team that can match up well against Vegas and Anaheim. If they get Edmonton, going to be a little bit tougher. But depending on the matchup that they end up getting, that's my sneaky pick out west. In the East, it's going to be the Ottawa Senators. This is their second year. They've got a young, fast team. They could end up having to play Carolina, which is the number one seed, and I'm a Carolina fan, so I'm hoping that I'm wrong on that. But that would be a team that of the lower four that could maybe win a first series, especially if they end up getting Buffalo. Even though I think Buffalo could beat them too, but I think that's a team that could pull off an upset or two, just because there's the second year with these guys knowing and being in the playoffs, and they got a really good goalie.
All right. Any more? You got any more hockey questions, Leroy?
Utah, how long they been in the league?
This is their second year. That was the old
Yeah.
Phoenix. That was the old Phoenix, Arizona Coyotes, and they moved to Utah. So it's not an expansion team or anything like that. They just
They're the Utah what?
the Utah Mammoth.
The Mammoth.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay.
very good
that
logo.
was a logo I didn't recognize when I pulled that. So I had to what
Yep.
team is that?
Yep, the
They
Utah
were
Mammoth. Very cool
they
logo.
weren't in NHL '93 on Super Nintendo, so I
No,
didn't
they are
recognize.
not.
But Yamir Yager was, who you just brought up, which was funny.
Yep.
He
My
was one of
favorite
the
is
best players in the game.
the Kraken. The
Yep.
sequel. The
They were
Kraken.
in the hunt there for a little bit, but unfortunately they fell out. So they are not in the
Does
playoffs.
Vegas has a legitimate chance to win?
Oh yeah, they always do. I mean, they did a weird thing. They fired the coach with about 15 games left, and then brought in John Tortorella. So and so far they've been playing well under Torts. So we'll see how it goes. Vegas always has a shot to win a playoff series or two, for
I,
sure. I
I
think with
love
better
their home.
matchups.
I love their home crowd, man.
Yeah, they get into it there now. I will say this: I'm biased. I think the best playoff now this year it's going to be Buffalo because they haven't had a home playoff game in 14 years. That building is going to be crazy. Montreal is always a good place to watch, and then Carolina, just because it's more like a college football atmosphere. They've got the big parking lot area. You've got those three college campuses: Duke, NC State, and UNC. And so this is the one team that all those fan bases can cheer for, and they get to tailgate. So that place gets rocking, especially come playoff time.
All right. So Midnight Rider, they have the best Zambonis in the league. So that was the team you said before that.
Yeah, for Utah,
Utah does.
yeah, they've made a whole mammoth Zamboni, which is pretty cool looking.
All right. So I plugged it earlier. So we're gonna do our goat show is gonna be in a few weeks. So May 5th. Like I said, everyone, we want to try to get as many people on for that show as possible. And real quick, Matt, before we get out of here, we got a few more minutes. You just want to give a couple thoughts on the NBA tonight?
Well, I'll be honest, I don't really follow the NBA as much. That's not my area of expertise, so I'll leave that to you guys because anything that I pick is just going to be bad. But Golden State
Let
has
me.
to win, right?
I wanna
Yes.
ask Maddie why he's on here about Ovi. because
Yeah.
I get into it with uh, a lot of people. Midnight Rider being one. Is Ovi the best DC athlete of all time?
I personally would say yes. I mean, he's definitely the best Washington Capital of all time, and that goes back way. That goes back way far from even with the Peter Bondras and the Ole Kolzig days and the Dale Hunter days. Like he brought a cup to Washington, so he's definitely the best Washington Capital. Um,
Well, that's not really an argument, is it? I mean, that's not.
I I don't think so. Not in my view, no. I mean, to me, what he's done for hockey in the DC area, I think that, I to me, I would probably say if he's not one, he's two or three. I mean, if you look at the Washington Senators and baseball franchise, I don't think there's any baseball player that you can put above Ovi. If you want to make an argument for Sonny Jurgensen or Art Monk or Riggins, okay,
Sammy Ball.
yeah, I can understand that if you want to say that one of those has done more, for the DC area than what Ovi has. And I can accept that. But I think if he's not one, he's definitely two or three for sure.
Not RG3.
No, I don't
Oh.
think so.
Uh, so what do you think? So you asked Leroy, but what's your opinion?
On what?
I
Is he the
know I
best?
put
No,
something
Leroy's. What's
on Facebook,
Leroy's?
and I put not saying he is. I was just saying how Art Monk compared to Ovi's career. Okay, Art Monk retired as the leading receiver in the NFL. Ovi is going to retire as the leading uh, goal scorer, right?
Correct.
Art Monk is a part of three championships. Ovi brought one. I mean, he's the best player on the team. Art Monk was the best. I mean, football has more players, but I was just comparing. I was like, didn't Art Monk have just as good as career than Ovi did with
Yeah.
three championships, and he retired. Leading the,
Career wise,
in
I wouldn't argue with that. But if you bring up that last point again that Ben brought up, which is because I
Yeah,
think it is kind of important. Like you don't have an ice rink in Ashburn, Virginia. Actually, got two sheets of ice out there. You don't have the ice rinks that are down there in Arlington. I think there's three or four new rinks up in the Maryland area. None of those would exist without Ovi. It just wouldn't. The popularity that he brought to the sport in that area, I don't think can be measured. And so for that reason, that's why I would put him up there because he's done so much for the sport. I'm not saying that Art Monk didn't do anything or like that either, but it's just
right.
you can see what he's done for the sport of hockey in the DC area.
Yeah, I'm not saying that he's not the greatest. I was just saying, well, I think Art Monk has a comparable career,
I I,
but like you said,
I could
Ovi,
accept that.
you know.
One A
yeah.
and
Well,
one
Now
B. How about that?
I'm just gonna put it out there. Do you think if he wasn't Russian, he'd be more popular?
I don't think it's really affected his popularity in
no,
the
I,
in the NHL community. I mean, he's been
So
he's done a good job of weaving around all of that controversy. He really doesn't talk politics. He pretty much just keeps it to hockey. He's done a good job of being able to avoid that. I don't think it's really affected his popularity in the community of hockey anyway. Whether or not maybe he could have gotten a few more, you know, commercials than what Crosby has gotten, maybe.
mm,
But he's those commercials with him and Backstrom were top notch. Like those were funny ads that they had on there back when Backstrom was still playing. So
I
I
hope he
think
plus
I
comes back. I mean, he
he's
just
got he's got an easy nickname too that all the dummies can say. Ovi. Have to worry
yeah,
about having a complicated name to say. That helps too.
correct, agree.
yeah, I hope he comes back.
I
It'd be
think he,
good.
I
But
think he- I'm leaning towards he is, but I think it'll be interesting because they play tonight in Columbus, and that's his last game of the season. It'll be interesting to see if Columbus tries because at the end of the game at Pittsburgh, the Penguins stayed on the ice. They wanted to all shake his hand, and Ovi kind of waved them off, saying, "No, we're not going to do that."
Yeah,
It's
I
going to
saw
be
that.
it's going to be interesting to see if Columbus tries to do that tonight. If Ovi lets them do that, or if he waves them off as well, and then what his comments are after the game. I think we'll
why do you
get a
think he
better
waved them off?
because he's always said that he just doesn't want that. Like there's a guy for LA that's retiring at the end of this year, Andre Kopitar. He's done like the teams have done like the handshake line and stuff for him. Um, and Ovi's just always said that he doesn't want that. So I think he's all about playing the game and just playing the game. So we'll see. So that's what I mean. If he lets that happen tonight, then I might change my position to maybe he's not coming back. But if he waves them off, and then if his comments are just, I'm going to take the summer to see, I think that's a sign that he's probably coming back.
Where does he rank all time?
Right now, he's 10th in total points. He's at 1686. He's 37 behind Mario Lemieux.
I'm talking about as far as,
For
Gretzky.
me,
Gretzky's obviously number one, right?
in my view, yeah, I think Gretzky, you got Gretzky, Lemieux, and Gordie Howe are probably still all the top three. There'd be arguments for Bobby Hall in the top 4 or 5. I think when I did this just last time, I think I still have Crosby slightly ahead of Ovi just because Crosby's won more cups, but they're both in that 6 to 10 range right now as far as best all time. So I mean, generational player for sure. And I think you can put him anywhere 6 through 10, and you wouldn't get much of an argument out of me. If you had him there, I think I got him like 7 or 8 right now. I'd
If
have
he
to pull
co-
him back up my list.
if he comes back for another year or two, what if he plays? What does he have to? Can he do anything to get higher up in the
Well,
ranking or no?
if he wins another cup, if he gets a second
Okay.
cup, I think that changes things.
Okay.
Sid has what, 3?
So that's 3. No, maybe 4. I might have 4. I have to look. It's either 3 or 4. Can't remember off the top of my head.
All right. So real quick recap: your top 3 is
Gretzky 1, Gordie Howe 2, Mario Lemieux 3.
and you have Crosby where?
Crosby is I think 6 or 7 because then I got Hall 4, Bobby Orr 5, 6 is Rocket Richard, so 7 is Crosby, 8 is Ovechkin. There you go. I just remembered it.
Great 8. There's 8.
Yep.
Perfect spot for
There you go.
him.
All right. So yeah, that pretty much covers everything. So let's recap. So we got the playoffs. So playoffs start when they officially start.
It'll be Saturday. It's going to be the first game. It's probably going to
Okay.
be East. It's probably going to be Eastern Division teams. I think it's going to be the Carolina series will start, and probably the Pittsburgh series will start Saturday, and maybe the Tampa Bay series. Probably 3 of the 4 Eastern Conference series should start on Saturday.
And are they on ESPN? Are they on again? I'm sorry.
ESPN and TNT was going to be where you're going to find most of them, or even TBS. I think it's going to carry some of them. So between ESPN, ESPN2, TNT, and TBS, and I think even True TV is going to have a couple of the games, depending on who's got the coverage that night.
True TV. True TV started off as Core TV because of the O.J. Simpson trial. Now they're showing hockey games.
Yeah, and the college basketball, all the
basketball.
Yeah, well, they show everything.
Too, right?
They're the Impractical Jokers network, but it's just
right.
Funny that's where it came from the O.J. Simpson trial. All right, Maddie. Before you get out of here, go ahead and give another plug. Another plug. Any final thoughts?
Drive time at 5 Monday. We'll love to have you guys on. Come on and check out the mock draft, and we'll have everyone's comments to see if they agree with their team's picks.
Yeah, I'm gonna check that out. That sounds like fun. It's cool. That's a cool concept. We have everybody pick.
I was gonna let you pick the for the Bills, but you got another fan on the network, so I have to give it to Boss Man.
He outranks me.
Yeah, I had to give it to him.
No, that's fine. I could have covered the Rams for my son.
Right.
All right, Maddie.
All right, guys.
Not the first. It definitely won't be the last time you come on here.
Oh, yeah, we'll definitely have you on in the next 2 weeks. Yeah.
All right.
Best I can get.
Maddie Ice, y'all, the smooth operator.
All right.
All right, man. We got a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, we got 2-3 minutes. If you got any final thoughts, anything you want to get off your chest?
The NBA gets on my. Adam Silver needs to be fired, man. He just needs to be fired. The NBA. I'll tell you, if it wasn't for Steph, I wouldn't watch. But the new guys, Wemby, Cooper Flag, I think it's going. I just think you got to get the LeBrons and the KDs and the Hardens and the Kawhis out of it. Joel Embiid, all of them. Get them out of there, and I think the NBA can get back on its feet. So, but they need a new commissioner. Adam Silver's horrible.
They got a lot of
some
young.
of these people like Luka. He's not. He can't. He can't be like first team or something, and that affects his money because
the rule. Yeah,
it's crazy, man. Adam Silver needs to be fired. He's the worst commissioner ever.
Was he in the freezer? Was he in the freezer?
He's under the freezer.
Oh, he's under the freezer.
He's that stuff that's under the fridge and in the freezer. Look at that.
Is he in that freezer?
Look at you see his hands trying to come out. All right, bro. It's been fun as always.
Yeah,
So
hold on. What if you take us out? We'll just plug a little bit. So next week will be our draft show. That's gonna be a little different than everyone else on the network, but tune in to get our thoughts on how we feel about the draft, Buffalo's picks, Commanders picks. We'll talk everybody else's picks, obviously, but we're gonna focus a little more on our teams. And then again, May 5th, GOAT. Who is the NBA GOAT? We're trying to hype that up as to be a big show. So hopefully that we get a lot of people on here for that. And then so the week in between that, we'll be covering the draft and all that. We are so check out all the other shows on the network. Sideline Junkies Network itself. It's on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, X, whatever, anywhere there's social media. Sideline Junkies Network's on it.
we're on there. Sideline
Yeah.
Junkie Podcast Network. We're there, man. They're
Yeah.
all different shows, all different personalities. You know, somebody called
Anything
me.
you want covered, it's covered. There's wrestling, there's everything.
I got called a potty mouth last week
By who? By a fan?
by
the boss?
a fan, the beautiful Marlene from California.
Oh yeah, she commented right as we were like checking out. Like she made a couple comments and I was hitting the end stream button and 2 comments came on by her. I was like, oh, I forgot about it. I meant to mention it when we opened the show.
Potty mouth. That was funny.
Hey, it was a real moment. So but don't
Hey,
apologize.
man.
Don't say sorry for it.
No. When it comes to Doc Rivers, when it comes to Gino, after that punk ass shit he did, no, never.
Oh, look at the timing.
Ah, there she go, showing some California love. Thank you. Well, you ready to get out of here?
Yeah,
I gotta watch the game. I think
Charlotte just started,
game
right? Yeah,
started at
7:30. Tune
Gotta
into
go
it,
watch Charlotte.
while you're watching Charlotte, make sure you're also watching Tuesday Night Flight on your phone.
Oh yeah. The phone will be right there. You know, phone will be right there. Oh, and yeah, the NBA, man. I gotta order this shit, man. I gotta pay for this. I'm pissed.
The games?
Yeah, it's on Prime.
Oh no! So I have
Yeah.
all that. I have all that crap. So
I thought I had it too. I thought I ordered it during football season. I just looked at it today and I don't have it. So I'm about to go order it now so I can watch the damn game.
I'm glad you
Because
said that because I didn't know that. I said I have it all, so that's fine.
because my Warriors are playing on there tomorrow. So it might be Steph's last game this year. I'm not going to miss that. Plus, I got to talk shit to Josh. So, so everybody tomorrow night root for Steph and this team. All right, they're the good guys. The Clippers and Kawhi, they're the bad guys. Don't root for them. Root for Steph, the good guy, the good, wholesome, clean guy. All right, man, let's get out of here. We need to get our ticket to the Tuesday night flight.
Yes, sir.
Check the big guy out and the man with 198 jobs and 46 part-time. Look at that. There it is. Go Clippers. Yeah, the barbershop, go Clippers, but not tomorrow night.
We haven't had a comment in 20 minutes. We're trying to get off the air. We got people coming.
All right, it's time to go. We want to thank all our supporters from Miami. Thank you, Anthony. From Cali, the beautiful Marlene. Where was Mama Sweeney tonight? I miss Mama.
I have my stuff on Do Not Disturb when I do this. I'm assuming I got some kind of message from them saying they can't get the feed to work or their Facebook's not working. I'm assuming that's why. But I haven't looked at my messages yet, so
she gets a pass anyway. All right, you know how we leave you. Like Ric Flair said, whether you like it or don't like it, learn to love it. Because it's the best thing going for the Fly Guy. I'm Lee Ice. For the Sideline Junkie Podcast Network, you have watched Unapologetic Sports, and we will be back and see you next week.